कल जो बजट प्रस्तुत किया गया उसमें आपने गौर किया होगा कि सरकार ने ये नहीं कहा कि इस मद में इतना पैसा डाला, इस मद में इतना डाल दिया, इतना खर्च यहां करेंगे, इतना खर्च वहां करेंगे। वो लिखित तो था, लेकिन बोलने के समय अलग से बात की। $5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी के लक्ष्य को देश कैसे प्राप्त कर सकता है, इसकी एक दिशा बजट में हमने दिखाई है और उससे जुड़े फैसलों का ऐलान किया गया है। और देश को यह भी विश्वास किया गया है कि 5 साल एक सरकार एक कंटिन्यूटी में है। यह भी विश्वास दिया है कि आने वाले 10 साल के विजन के साथ हम मैदान में उतरे हैं। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि एक राष्ट्र के तौर पर हमारे सामूहिक प्रयास 5 वर्ष में 5 लाख करोड़ डॉलर के आर्थिक पड़ाव तक, $5 ट्रिलियन के आर्थिक पड़ाव तक हमें जरूर पहुंचाएंगे।
Hello, you're watching HW News. This is me, Anusha. It was in Varanasi that Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave this speech after Modi 2.0 Union Budget that was presented by Nirmala Sitharaman. Here, Narendra Modi is seen explaining to the Bharatiya Janata Party workers about why he is pushing so hard for such a mammoth growth target. Narendra Modi said that this target is not only challenging but also achievable. In the year 2019 budget, Modi bet that 3 main issues to set the economy on the path of 5 trillion, that is massive infrastructure development, easing the credit squeeze, and finally a major structural change in agricultural sector. Topping that list is building infrastructure across the country, where Modi government is planning to spend around 100 lakh crore over 5 years. That would mean that an annual spend of 20 lakh crore, which includes to 80,000 crore allocation to upgrade 1.25 lakh kilometers of rural roads under the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Now, there was also a pledge to build 19.5 million houses by 2022 under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. 97 million toilets to build under the Swachh Bharat mission by 2018 and 19. So basically, the area to focus on are per capita income, sanitation, farmer and infrastructure, which will ultimately make Modi's dream plan to reach a 5 trillion economy. Now, along with encouragement, this has also received many discouragement as well. In a scathing attack on the present government, former President Pranab Mukherjee has said that the 5 trillion economy as promised by the finance minister is not coming out of heaven. Pranab Mukherjee is known for his restrained comments, but recently at a program he spoke about how finance minister, while presenting the budget, had said that by 2024 India's economy will reach 5 trillion. Where he further said that it isn't coming out of heaven. There's a solid foundation, and the foundation has been built not by Britishers but by Indian after independence, where he had also mentioned how the foundation for India to become a $5 trillion in future were laid by previous governments including Jawaharlal Nehru, Manmohan Singh and Narasimha Rao.
Indian Finance Minister, while presenting the budget, can say that by 2024 Indian economy will reach 5 trillion US. It is not coming out of heaven. There is a solid foundation, and that foundation has been built up not by the Britishers but by the Indians after independence. Those who criticize Congress rules of 50 or 55 years, they forget that from where we began and where we left. If Indian economy is to be built to $5 trillion, we left a strong foundation of $1.8 trillion from almost zero.
The former President Pranab Mukherjee delivered this unusually sharp critique over the economy, calling out the disbanding of the Planning Commission and saying that India's widely publicized 5 trillion GDP target would only be possible because of thanks to the work of our previous government. On one hand, it is the establishment of IITs, IIMs and banking system under the Nehru government. On other hand, liberalization of our economy was built under Manmohan Singh and Narasimha Rao government. So Pranab Mukherjee had also cautioned against the violence in the public discourse and social political distortion and deviation, and also about the safeguarding minority rights and freedom of expression. Not only our former president but also some of our leading industrialists have raised their voice on how the increased intolerance in our country can lead to a negative point of our country's economy. Adi Godrej, chairman of the Godrej group, is one of them who has raised his voice how the rising intolerance, hate crimes as well as the moral policing can seriously damage economic growth of our nation. He had also spoken about how unemployment is soaring at a 4-decade high, which is around 6.1%. But the Godrej chairman says that it is a problem not only for India but a concern for most countries around the world, and how these sort of intolerance are all about rampant. Now, it was Adi Godrej who was first to raise his voice and spoke about against the Modi government during the first term, where he had also pointed out about the beef ban and how it is affecting the business because it was also a good source of income for many farmers in our country. Now, it is not only him but Infosys co-founder Narayan Murthy had also said that Modi's 5 trillion economy could be implemented only if certain steps are being taken, such as cultural transformation, quality of education, reducing friction towards business are certain things that Modi government should focus on to achieve the 5 trillion economy.
No economic transformation can take place unless there is a cultural transformation. When I say cultural transformation, it means hard work, discipline, courtesy, honesty, trust, putting the interest of the commons ahead of private interests. These are extremely important. No matter where I have gone in the developed world, I see these attributes in plenty. There are some exceptions everywhere, but the critical mass of people have subscribed to these values. However, in India, we are still in our initial part of this journey. So therefore, I would say the first focus would have to be on cultural transformation, and for that we need leadership by example. Not just by Mr. Modi alone, it has to be by every leader. Leaders in politics, leaders in bureaucracy, leaders in the corporate world, leaders in civil society, leaders in academia, etc. Somehow we Indians, we tend to get satiated very quickly with minor achievements. Therefore, we have to somehow instill in our younger people that desire to sustain hard work, discipline, then honesty, trust, putting the interests of the commons ahead of private interests, etc. If these things happen, I think that is where Mahatma Gandhi was the greatest leader ever to have walked on the face of, I would say, this earth, but definitely on the face of India.
The former President Pranab Mukherjee says that the $5 trillion economy has not come from heaven and will not come from heaven. And he was saying this in the context of saying that if today the BJP thinks of making India a $5 trillion economy, its foundation has been laid by a Congress rule of 55 years, wherein he says the economy was taken to a size of $1.8 trillion and from there, according to him, the BJP or the NDA has taken off. While he is of course right in saying that it was a Congress rule in these years that set up a foundation for the Indian economy, but we would yet say that the growth could have been much faster than what the Congress achieved in those 55 years. This $5 trillion economy has become the new slogan of the Modi government. The finance minister, while presenting the budget, made it her main theme. So did the economic survey that was presented. To achieve a $5 trillion economy, at the moment, let me remind you, we are a $2.8 trillion economy, and as per the government, we need to grow at the rate of 8% per year from now onwards in order to become a $5 trillion economy by 2025. While we think that the government calculation does not really add up to the math, but nevertheless, in order to achieve this $5 trillion economy, India will need some radical policies, transformative reforms. And at the moment, very surprisingly, even though it has the political strength to do that, the government has shown no inclination to initiate those kind of reforms which can transform the economy and put it on the path of a $5 trillion figure.
So moving on, the Narendra Modi government's ambitious target of a 5 trillion economy by 2024 has certainly triggered interesting debates. Some see this as a mere wishful thinking, an unachievable target. There is also another set who argues that the Prime Minister is asking quite less and India should actually target a much higher growth, a much bigger size to accommodate millions of young skilled youth in the job market and lift the economy to the next level as the world's next big manufacturing hub. Well, who are the realists here? Let us see how far the Modi government takes our economy by 2024. And to let us know what you think in the comment box below. For more news updates, log on to www.hwnews.in.